up in Noto? Oh, you are? Oh. Do you set up at that little...
Yeah, so
That,
it all the like this time of year, yeah, but then I usually all the they'll do this for
Cougar?
like usually somebody or sometimes when there's no line there, they'll just watch it.
Oh,
So like I'll be on the left side and then I'm on this thing out. Like over here, like in the bleachers.
got it.
So then it kind of sticks out.
Oh, can I just get way up back behind you?
Yeah. But I did son was on like a world dance team, and Noto is for the reason they didn't let anybody in.
Oh, right.
Very popular.
Oh, right. And Live Barn didn't work? They turned all that off?
No, well, yeah, they Live Barn probably did the thing.
Well, no, but some of them they turned...
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, I went to... Yeah, so I can do it either way. It's like so, it just depends who's there and like your line of sight.
I'll definitely have to remember to bring my ass cushion, because that up is
Yeah.
they got those cards and
Sometimes large enough like this, there's a couple chairs right there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Maybe up there a few times. Yeah, JVI. Double header?
Oh, is it double header?
No, they don't make it. Luckily, 6 o'clock. Yeah, and like in Shasta, it's like Stu Iceman, National Anthem.
Was I with you one time over at Apex? It was almost as bad.
Yeah, but then
Yeah, I guess it's right. 45, yeah.
and then like no fucking news like an hour.
Oh, because you live out east. That's right. I looked your
Yeah, my old house was.
Did you get terrible shit? It looked like some nasty shit went through. Yeah, it's pretty good.
In the clouds, right? It looks like daylight, or like,
So this team, one that you were closest with, I think they beat. Good evening and welcome to South Suburban Rink 2. Brian Bodine joining you tonight. Good work by Chris Tarbert last weekend during the Lafayette game. I think Chris will be on the call with me this weekend, certainly for the for the game in Pooter. But let's talk about tonight. Tonight we have the Screaming Eagles versus the Sabercats. Sabercats are out of Castleview High School down in Castle Rock, just south of the area we're at now. So far, the Sabercats are 0-2. They got shut out by Pooter, 7-0. And they were also beat by the Heritage Eagles, 8-4. So they put up some goals, but losing to that Eagles team, which I believe the Valor Screaming Eagles handily took care of the Heritage Eagles. So we'll get into the lines real quick. Lines look very familiar as the last few games. Boys should all be raring to go. There's no double duty due to a JV game. Still missing some players. We got Dawson, Charles, Jimenez, Roger Stanley, and Bauer Bodine sitting out this game still. Let's get into it. And the first line, again, we've got the Gabe Fisher line with 22, Sorensen. Gabe Fisher centering that line, number 27, and Maddox Charles, number 23. Second line led by Joey Baker at center. Deep and Sutter, two wings there. In the next line, we have the Canapari line, working the center spot with the wings Bevan and Tarbert, as well as Purchase will be subbing in and out of the various lines. So those, feel like that first line with Gabe Fisher, it's always those three kids. And then the next line, they kind of move, mix and match the forward pairs. Defensive pairings are number 14, Gogol, working with number 6, Makito. Number 5, Foy, working with number 7, O'Donnell. Jackson O'Donnell, and number 8, the third line, sorry, is number 8, Coffey, working with Jackson King. And in goal tonight is number 33, Lucas Jordan. So can't take these boys lightly, of course, but certainly on paper would give the edge to the Screaming Eagles. But the Sabercats actually beat Valor in Chassa season last year, which was a pretty major upset, and I'm not sure that Sabercats even made it to the postseason play. We are finished with the 5-minute warm-up, and we will get right to it. So looking forward to calling this game. Gives us something to do on a Wednesday night. There's no football. Seems like the NFL's got a game almost every night now, but Wednesday is an open night, so why not have a high school hockey game to attend? Teams gather at their respective net, giving themselves a little momentum cheer, and here we go. Relatively red uniforms for the Sabercats. Will be hard to get these teams confused. And looks like we're starting out with the Baker line. Baker deep and Sutter with those blue gloves, hard to miss. The other kids are watching from the boards, wishing they were out there. Come in, and here we go with the puck drop. Baker's out there talking with one of his D pairing, and here we go. Draws one back by the Cats. Sabercats winning. Fans on the attempt. Tries to get it up to neutral zone. Now he's going to have to regroup. Forecheck by Sutter. Sabercats are now starting the breakout, and that's not as very successful. Baker is back there. He winds around one, but then loses it and tries to stick counter versus another. Here comes the Sabercats. Shot doesn't get through. blocked by Gogol, but it's now fumbled around. Unfortunately, it doesn't make it through. Now here comes the Screaming Eagles going the other way, deep off the side. They're 17. I remember him from last year. He got beat relatively hard. Big kid gets in the way. A little questionable on the side to side, but you don't want to get squared up by him. Boys battle it out. Sutter comes out with it, looks for a pass, centering pass. Oh, and Baker could not tee it up. It was all the way back to McKinnon. He's going to dance backwards up to Sutter. He chops it in with the backhand. It's down in for the boys go for a wholesale change. Jackson King pairing comes out. There's Bevan giving chase. He's always hustling to the puck. Coffey gets there, spins it around to Bevan. Bevan stops, regroups, and he gets tied up by the Sabercat. Good help there by Kanapari to come provide some assistance. King hands it over there to Tarbert, but they're failing to get it out. King tries to, he forgets the puck. Oh my goodness gracious, that puck is loose. Now it comes up top. Sabercats with the shot, glove down by Jordan. That's a mischievous play there by the Screaming Eagles. That was 30 seconds in the own zone. Unable to do anything with the puck. Some fanned attempts and some passes, but here comes the Gabe Fisher line. This line I was looking earlier, and that's a penalty? Okay, I didn't see what that call was, but we've got a penalty, and now we're on the PK, which this PK is almost as good as a PP with the boys now. We got Hoyt working out there with Maddox. Puck's tied up along the sides. Cats are trying to organize, comes up top, 15 down low, number 17. He looks and tries to send it through, and it's deflected up into the netting. 15-13 left first period. 15 seconds tick off the power play, which I didn't see what happened, but I will try and pull that up. See if I can get a call on what that call was. Draws one back by the Cats. They send it up to the point. They're going to set up the umbrella. Kid walks the line, looking, passes to the aforementioned 17. Back up top, 15. Shot, screen, save Jordan. Good work on the save. Bodied off by Maddox. The power there, push him off, but it's kicked up, and the Sabercats retain possession. Hoyt provides some assistance. He rims it around, and it does come out. 17 can't keep it in for the Cats. Maddox is on the forecheck. Good work there. Oh, he just outbodies that kid. Now we're going the other direction. Maddox turns, spins around, tries to get one. Oh boy, Foy blows a tire. Now here we come, 2-on-1. Gets around one, shot, save, Jordan. Holy moly. Good work there. I think that's McKinnon to get in the way, break that play up, but that looked like it was going one way, and then it was back going the other way. And that was a penalty on Jackson King for hooking at 15:27 of the first period. Minute 7 left on that penalty. Good recovery there by McKinnon to get in the way of that kid. He actually did a nice toe drag around, but McKinnon stayed with him. Good skating. It's now we got Sutter out there working, trying to get you a line. I think he's working with Deep. He sure is. Deep and Sutter. Uh-oh, kid loses it. See if Deep can go the other direction. Tied up, man, 3 of those fire uniforms get back, and he's unable to assemble anything. Now the Sabercats are going to try and reorganize. Cross-ice pass. Good cross-ice pass. Gogol's working on defense with McKinnon still. Cats send it back in, but real easy clear by Sutter. Gets to it no problem. Sends it down the ice. Played by the goalie. See if the Cats can organize. 33 seconds left on the power play. Big number 21 starts to break out, gets through zone entries, no problem, gets past Sutter, but Gogol tries to flip it out and does. Can Deep get to it? Nope, he doesn't. He's shielded. Good protect by that kid. He comes in off sides. Pretty lazy play there by that Sabercat. He was looking down and just slid in off sides. That's something I'd see in the younger leagues, but as it is, it burns off more time. We got a neutral zone face-off. 17 seconds left. We got Tarbert out there. Kanapari line is working. We got one defense. No, we don't. We got Jackson O'Donnell's working with Foy. Good to see him back. I think he was out of the lineup for a few games from something that happened in a JV game. Now that one is chipped in, and now it sends back to Sabercats, and the penalty is over. 13:24 left in the first period. Flipped into the neutral zone, some loose play. Starters, Canapari, he makes the middle line but can't get it in. Tarbert backhands it in. Two Eagles, Screaming Eagles, are tied up. Canapari, good pass to Bevan, shot, save. Bevan with the follow, good save. Good job by Bevan following his shot, doesn't give up. Good shot off the shoulder of that goalie. Big juicy rebound though, and it was a bouncing puck and he didn't square it up. A little bit of a miss hit, but hard to get good wood on that, and that is saved. Glove style by the goalie. Now we'll see the Fisher line come out there with Sorensen. And we got puck pops out. I think Sorensen was trying to get something together, but now here comes the Sabercats. Doesn't get through Foy, chipped up, but that's right in the slot. And now he goes Maddox. He's going past 17. 17 is slow. He can't get back. Here's Maddox. Oh, shoulder save. Now it's glove down. And that would be a hand pass, but now that goalie pounces on that. Man, you see the speed of Maddox just shooting by that big defender. And that's where speed overtakes size. That's not always the case, but in that case, Maddox had a step, got around him, but he was menacing from the back. Maybe he wasn't able to get exactly the shot he wanted on there, but as it was, pretty good scoring opportunity. 12:41 left. Baker lines out there. Sabercats retain control, and they get it out through the neutral zone. There's MacKinnon to corral it. He takes stops, gets Sutter, one-touch pass over there to back. Now it's back. Oh, it does. Comes back. Sutter, shot, score! Good work back and forth by those boys. I'm not so sure he got all the wood on that, but the point is a point, and that is a goal. Good work by those boys. I think that's deep. Back to Sutter. And that's a goal. I think that just squeezed through the goalie's leg. Good work. Deep tries to get it through. It's intercepted. And then Deep tries again. Back to Sutter. And slides right in, 5-hole. My apologies. That is Purchase, not Sutter. Good work by Purchase with the pass there. Good assist by Perch. He did it twice. Tried to get it through the first time, and it hit the feet of that defender. Came right back to him. He tried it again, and Sutter was right there. Good positioning by those boys on that. Now here's Baker working back behind the net. He surveys, gets it back up top to MacKinnon. MacKinnon shot off that goalie. Big goalie. Oh, wow, that shot is wide by Sutter, looking for a second goal, and in almost 20 seconds or so. Now it's off the board. Purchase back up to Sutter. Sutter looks for Baker. Baker had teed up and open on that backside, but couldn't get through. There were too many guys in the way. Now the Sabercats come out with it. MacKinnon stood up but stays with it. Now it's chipped in by Sutter, and the boys are going to spin off for a change. King stays out there, and here comes the, I think this would be the Canapart line, and now we got 2-on-0. Tarbert comes in, tries to go 5-hole, but I think he elevated that shot too much. Oh my goodness, Tarbert's going to have bad dreams about that shot. I think he tried to go 5-hole. He was maybe caught in a little bit of indecision. He tried to sneak it in 5-hole, but he just elevated it. Yep, 5-hole was open. You like that idea? It's good thought there by Pop-Tart, but closed down at the last second. Good work. That turned into a 2-on-0. That was weird how that happened. Bevan fishes it out. He's working back behind the net. Cats get to it. Now they're starting to break, and that is just ice. No, they're saying that was deflection, all right? So here's played by Jordan back around net, and that just kicks off. Weird bounce. Tarbert gets to it, fishes up to Canapari. He's got some speed. He's got Bevan behind him. Drop pass. Oh, Bevan tries to go back to the front to either Canapari or Tarbert. Both of them were working. Sent all the way back around. Cats are there. Sent all the way back down in. Good job by Tarbert. He's all the way back. He was up there in the rush, and then he was the first guy back. So Tarbert working both sides of the ice. Played by Coffey. Now King. King with some support. Comes to Canapari. He chips it up to Bevan. Comes to Canapari, and he's going to just ice that down. He's had enough and slows the play down. We'll back that back up for a D-zone face-off. Gabe Fisher comes out there with the 2-point leaders for this team. Charles and Sorensen both hitting the score sheet big time through just a few games. I think 2 games. Draws 1 back by Fish. O'Donnell tries to get it off. Now Hoyt's loose. There's that 17 again. Hoyt fakes like he's going in and tries to cut in deep, but he loses the puck. Pretty good stick by that number 17 to break that up. Now centered. Maddox was open too. He gets for, he bodies that kid off. Good work. He bodies another one. Kid's bouncing off him like pinball game there. Charles with some good body there. Foy regroups. Back to O'Donnell. Oh, good look. He saw Sorensen, but he couldn't quite get it through. Good look by O'Donnell, but he was unable to get it all the way through. Puck's loose in the neutral zone, but the Cats assemble. They chip it down in. O'Donnell gets there, takes a body, and now they hurry. They can have numbers. And here we go with those aforementioned numbers. They don't have numbers, but they got the speed. Sorensen dances around one, looks for a centering pass, centers, but nobody was there. Maddox was in a little bit too deep to get that reception. There's Maddox. Shot on goal. Good work by Maddox. He surveys up top to Sorensen. Sorensen dances at the blue line, looks for an opening. Shot good. Oh, score! What a sweet play. That's Sorensen with the low shot, and Fisher with the sweet deflection. You see that in the NHL on Sunday night. That was fantastic. Good work by Sorensen. Creates some space. Low shot. Oh my goodness gracious. What a sweet deflection by Gabe Fisher. So that's Fisher with the goal with the assist by Sorensen. Good work. And there's Fish, that big body. You can see him posted up in front. Oh, and that was chipped in 7-hole. Sweet play by the boys there. Baker wins the drawback to McKinnon. Sent in. Sutter bounces off one. Deep hustles to get there. There's Sutter. He's looking for a pass as well as go number 2. He spins around, changes direction. Good work there. Sends it back, but there's 3 kids back there for the Sabercats, so that's a little bit outnumbered there. Baker comes in to help. Now we got 6 players back there. Battling, fishing for it. Comes out, Sabercats, cross-ice pass to Gogol. He sends it in. He takes some body, doesn't get it out. Cats can't get it out. If 6 goes flying, ends up with the deep off body of 1. Still fighting for it down in the corner. Baker comes out with it. He looks for the backhand wraparound turn. That's deep. Turns, doesn't get it on the front of the stick. Back to deep. He might have another shot. Oh, good try. He tried that Sorensen time to Baker. Good work. Gogol bounces off 1. Keeps it down in below the net. Baker gets to it. Leaves it for himself. He needs some support. There's Gogol. He helps, tries to get it back to Baker. That wasn't the play, though. It wasn't open. Now it's all the way back to McKinnon. Good speed to corral it. He turns. He's looking for the outlet pass, and he doesn't quite get it, but it's no ice. It goes all the way back down. Good hustle by Bevan to get there. First doesn't get it out. There's Purchase. He looked for, sweet shot again. Good shot by Purchase. Bevan there to deflection. Goalie just sticks that leg at the last second. Canapari working down on the corner. Comes across the ice, and now here comes the red Sabercats. I think they're red, that big. Oh, no. Good work by Purchase on the back. And, that's a delayed offside. Okay. Now comes back to Perch. Cross-ice pass up to King. Good backhand. One touch up to Bevan. Bevan can't quite get there. He's tied up. He comes out with it. Manages to, oh my goodness, he gets a shot on net. I don't know where that came from. And now here comes the Sabercats going the other direction. Gets by Coffey, and then he's tripped, and that's going to be a penalty. Coffey had pretty good position there. I'm surprised that he had good speed going back. Maybe just that he just lost the gap a little bit, and the gap was just a little bit off, and he got beaten. His gap control wasn't quite there, and so he tripped him. Not a bad play, actually, because there was 2 guys coming in, and both of them weren't tied up. So now we'll see the boys go on the shorthanded again. 2-0 Valor, 7:19 left in the first period, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of that good speed here pay off for the Screaming Eagles. You got Gabe Fisher in there, I think, was taking that draw, and it worked. Good coaching there. Fish tries to stick it out. Sabercats with it. McKinnon back behind the net. Now this kid's got some space. Too much time to do. Good work there by McKinnon to close the gap. 17 up top. To screen. Oh, doesn't make it through. Oh, and that was Coffey that got the most of that one. And Maddox tries to out-body that kid. And now it's sent in off sides, and the boys are going to have to touch up. Now here comes the Sabercats. 1:28 left. on the power play. That big number 17 is going to start the breakout. Up to number 10. 10 cross ice behind number 15, but zone entry just way too easy. You think if that was a creek or one of the, oh, good shot by that kid. He managed to square one up. But now here we're going the other, oh my goodness, good try there by the boys. They have to wait for it to be back on side. Now it's glove down. Good play there by Jordan to keep the play going. Hands it off to Gogol, and then Gogol sends it the length of the ice. Good heads up play by Jordan, knowing that nobody was there and he had some time, and burns off another 15 seconds of that PK. The Cats are going to organize again. We got a couple new killers on there. We got Sutter working with Baker. Gets by Baker. Cats get it in. They get it in off sides. 40 seconds left on the penalty kill. And we're close to going the other direction with Maddox and Hoyt. I saw something that was like 6 inches away from being able to chip it up to himself. Draws one by the Sabercats, and they're going to send it in deep. Jordan plays it, sends it back to O'Donnell. Good play there again by Jordan. Good stick work, especially when you compare it to last season, the beginning of the season. Some suspect play, but he is on it this year. Really good work there. 2 plays in a row then. I'll have to give it to Lucas next time I see him. Good stick there by Sutter to break that up, and now the Sabercats have to wait before they can send it in, and they don't get it in. That's 10 seconds left on the power play. That should do it. Maybe one last rush. Clock ticks down. 6, 5, 4. And we've got the Baker line out there. Baker is out working with Canapari, or maybe we'll get the Canapari line out there, but sent in. There's Foy. Oh, Foy misplays it. Sabercat junks on it. Foy recovers, pushes that kid down, and maybe it could have been a hold or something, but apparently not. Now we're going the other direction. Purchase with some speeds, makes the edge, but then turns, backs up. Here's Bevan, back to Baker. Oh my goodness gracious. No, that was Sutter. Canapari had all the time in the world and just waited for the perfect shot. Want to just get that off quickly. That's Purchase. Apologies, that's a couple of mishaps on the names. Good work by Bevan. Open hips around the net and shoots it right into the goalie. The Sabercats, they clear it. Oh, good work by, now we're going back the other direction. That was MacKinnon with the clear. Sabercats back behind their own net. That's Canapari is out there still working with Bevan. Good offensive pressure there, good forecheck. Now this kid makes no he doesn't. Good steal there by Maddox. Sends it up to Bevan. Maddox 1-on-5. Let's watch this. He gets around a couple. He's still working by himself. He's got a trailer. He didn't see fish, but he did take on 5 guys and kept the puck in the zone. They try and keep it in. MacKinnon working to keep it in. There's Maddox. Sorry, that was Coffey working to keep it in. Sorensen dumps it down into the corner. There's Coffey. Coffey keeps it in, ties the kid up on the edge of the boards. Sorensen working down, and there's King, gets to it, backhands it, keeps it back in the zone for Sorensen. He's looking for somebody. Oh, tries to get it through. Maddox was cutting, doesn't make it through the players. Now the Sabercats are gonna try and break it out. Good work by Hoyt. Oh, he's pushed down by Maddox. Good strength there by Maddox. That is chipped up into the netting. We'll have a face-off. A little bit sloppy I am on the names. Guess that's what happens when you take a day off. Pretty good work by the Screaming Eagles to really dominate the O-zone. Draws one back to the Cats, but nobody to pass to. They do chop it in. O'Donnell gets there. He leaves it for Foy. Foy up to deep to Baker, gets the breakout. Baker makes it around the edge. Good, oh, he tries to center it to Sutter. Good idea, Deep gets a nice quick shot off. That's good last minute save. Back to Baker, good heads up play. Looks for somebody to pass to, he wraps around. Still looking, turns around, faces the net and tries to get it into Sutter. Good idea again, Sutter was open now. Deep's working back behind the net. He tries to get it up to Sutter. Tries to turn around and get it on the forehand, unable to do so. Now the Sabercats get it out and send it in. It's chipped in by the Cats. Oh, good job by Baker, who kicks it to himself. It looks like he had lost control of it, but he Had not it sent back down in. O'Donnell gets there with some support from Sutter, but they are not able to get it out. It's sent all the way back down in. Sabercats centering move. Baker's there to pick it off. 4 Cats are back. Baker misplays it a bit, but he's going to send it in back behind the net. Big juicy rebound. Bevan, good shot on net. Big bounce. It comes up. It's worked down into the corner by Gogol. Tarbert gives chase now. He gets bumped. Big body there by that kid. Purchase is down there with some support. He comes out with it. Needs somewhere to center it. Bevan gets there a little bit late, but those red fire jerseys have just tied up that center passing lanes. Now the puck is tied up on the corner. 1:34 left in the first period. Good work there by Perch to get that. And that is sent wide, deflected off the stick. And now they try to get it out, but they're unable to. Bevan tried to get it out, and now it's fanned. Gogo can't get it out. Shot, oh my goodness. And that was one of those unlucky bounces that does not cause any problems, but that was a pretty good shot. Jordan was screened, several guys there, deflected off of a kid, and Jordan had to make what seemed like a relatively benign shot, and he had to make a good save in that case. Fisher wins yet another draw. Wrapped back around. Maddox stretched past to Hoyt, and he cannot connect, and that is an ice. That's a good pass, maybe a little aerial, so a little hard for Hoyt to control that, but he did have a step, and he was back behind the defense. So they're still working on that set play off the face-off. Draws one back, controlled. Looks like the Cats have ownership. No, they don't. There's Coffey. Off the board to Sorensen. Sorensen a little out of Maddox reach, but Maddox gets around that number 17. Fights off a big slashing stick. Maddox stays with it. Works back behind the net. Oh, bad bounce just over Fisher's stick, and no one's there for support, but Fish stays with it inexplicably. The Sabercats are not there to work, and Hoyt keeps it in. They thought that was offsides, and that big shot there, and Hoyt bodies that kid down, tries to stay with it, but now here comes the Sabercats going the other direction. That was a close play. It's one of those ones, if it was the NHL, it would have been challenged likely by the opposing team. Maddox stays with it, and he's going to ice it, and the boys will go for a and that is the end of the first period. All right, so 2-0, Screaming Eagles after the first period. Shots are 16 for your Valor Screaming Eagles and 6 for the Sabercats. There have been a couple of funky bounces that they've had to certainly play and play well and pay full attention to as Jordan, because those can certainly go the other direction. But as it is, doing enough to keep the lead. You see Coach Guaz over there on the bench telling them what to do, saying you're doing this well, but you're not doing that well. Now we'll go the other direction, going from my left to right now, slightly closer to the action. And again, to remind all of the fans, Friday night game is, in case you're curious, is in NOCO up in northern Colorado, Windsor. Not the best place for spectating, these big cement bleachers, which are not the most comfortable. Well, that game is at 5:30. I think it's actually at, 5:30 maybe. Up in NOCO, actually I think it's at 6. And then on Sunday, Friday, 6 o'clock versus NOCO up in Windsor, and Saturday versus the Wolverines, who they will play for the second time in CPHL and the third time in as many weeks if you include the Twisted Wristers. So certainly getting the Eagles battling with the Wolverines to begin the season. So hopefully you'll join us for the Friday and Saturday night games, but let's focus on this game. Baker wins the draw, shovels it back to MacKinnon. Sutter makes it in, 2-on-3, good pass, oh my goodness gracious, good pass by Sutter. I think that was MacKinnon who had snuck in from defense, but he couldn't get the stick shirt up. And there's Sutter back on the back check, good work. Baker tries to backhand it up, now here comes Deep. He makes the edge, and Baker had snuck in backdoor too, looking for a pass, and that's almost an own goal by the Sabercats. They look a little bit out of sorts, but they do get it out of the zone, and now they send it back in. The Screaming Eagles will need to regroup and play their first defense of this second period. They make quick work of that. Sutter on the outlet pass up to Deep. Deep's got MacKinnon with him. MacKinnon shot, save, big juicy rebound. Purchase is there to try and corral it. Deep with some support. He can't get through that big 17. He shoves him away. Try that again, and we will try that again with an ozone face-off. So wow, pretty good first minute of play there by that line with some good opportunities, some good action, a couple good centering passes. Man, those odd man rushes just materialized out of nowhere. Canapari line is out there now. Canapari wins the drawback, kept in by Foy. Good job by Canapari making some space, works it back in. Oh my goodness, what a save. That goalie Tarbert was right there on the doorstep. And I'm sure he wants that one over again too, but pretty good work there by Pop-Tart. Oh man, he just snuck in there and he just could not quite elevate over that blocker. Good work there, over that leg. Good work there. Back, fished out, Perch, good turn and shot. Goes through the legs, goalie does make a save. Good work there, Tarbert, good back check, shoves a kick off, Perch just comes away with it. Can he accelerate, get the break? He does. Canapari tries to get it back to Perch, just out of his reach. Tarbert sends it back in, and Purchase had gone behind the net, thinking that that pass was coming behind the net. Now the boys are working down. Canapari comes away with it. Good pass to the slot. There's Foy. Oh, good pass up there to Foy in the slot. Good look by Tarbert. Good heads-up play. Scanned the ice and quickly made the right decision to send it to Foy. Good shot there. Goalie made a save, though. Comes out to challenge that angle. Now we'll see the Fisher line. Again, Fisher working with Sorensen and Maddox Charles. Coffey working with King. Oh, and the draw is one back, but sent back to where there was no defense. Sent back in by Coffey, and that's going to be an ice. Wow, that was a little bit of a firm pass there off the boards. Took a weird angle bounce, and that is sent all the way back down in. And so we'll have a D-zone face-off now. Another face-off win by Fish. Shipped up. Sorensen scoops it up to himself. 17 again. Sorensen stopped. Oh, good pass to Fish. Fish can't quite get a stop. Good work by Sorensen. He stopped the play and then tried to get a streaking Fisher who couldn't get his stick squared up. Now they battle a little bit of stick jousting there, but the Cats come away with it. Shot, oh, good save. That was labeled for that corner at the last second. Jordan made a really nice save, and that good job waving off that ice. He was slow to get there, and he didn't skate very hard. And now he sends it up, it's deflected. Coffey's gonna play that. He's getting a little bit of pressure by 23. Doesn't quite get it up, but then there's our number 23. Here comes Maddox going the other way with Hoyt. He's got speed, makes the edge. Oh, tries to get it over to Maddox, and he can't quite get it. Good stick by the Cats, and they send it up. This kid from Cat makes it. Coffey there, good work by Coffey to stay with that kid, and now it's sticked aside by goalie. Gogol drags that kid down maybe, but no call. Sutter gets to it, he's working in the corner. Baker provides some support. He's able to, nice work by Joe to get it out into the neutral zone. Now it's chipped back in by the Cats. There's Baker again. Oh, he tries to get it out, but he doesn't, but good work by Sutter coming back to it. And now the puck is working back down in the deep D zone. Coffey gets to it, spins it around. There's Gogol. He'll skate to it, look for the outlet passes to Sutter, one-touch pass, and there's Baker's stick. Gets caught up in that kid. They might have had a 2-on-1. Coffey turns, looks, and that is an ice. Tries to send it to Baker. He had a little more time, and I don't think Joey's expecting that pass, but 13:07 left in the second period. Another D-zone face-off. We'll see the Canapari line out there. Canapari with Tarbert and Bevan. O'Donnell is working with Foy on defense. Canapari gets tripped, hauled down. Foy comes out with it, manages to get it out of the zone, sent back in, and now Canapari is going to regroup. He sends it over to Bevan. It's often, look at the speed by Canapari to race there. Lazy play by the Cat. He wasn't trying hard to make it there. Bevan gets out-bodied, but now the puck's loose. O'Donnell comes away with it, up to Bevan. Bevan's got the angle. Shot, good attempt at centering pass. O'Donnell just out of his outstretched stick. Turn, fire, Canapari, good shot. Gloved by the goalie, who will cover it up. Some pretty good action there. Good shot, but the goalie makes a save. I don't think Canapari got all of his mustard on that shot, but it is a shot nonetheless. 12:26 left, second period. The Fisher line's out there. O'Donnell works up into the face-off circle. Shot by Foy. Chipped over to O'Donnell. Oh, O'Donnell tries to go down low to Maddox. Sabercats are there. Comes back out to O'Donnell. Good pass by Fish. Fish to Sorensen. Sorensen makes the edge. Low angle shot behind the net's deflected. Maddox gets there, sends it cross ice looking for Foy, but a stick gets in the way. So Foy will make it back. He's pushed off the puck. A Sabercats are there. Fish off the side now. Hoyt tries, oh, that's Maddox, tries to chip it up to himself twice. But those big kids look like they're in the way every single time I look up. Now it's sent back to Foy. Foy ducks out of reach of one. Fish tries to get it up, but there's that big 17 gets in the way. And now here come the Cats going the other direction. Now Sorensen intercepts. Sorensen spins around, looking for a pass off of Maddox's boot. And now he's going to try and organize. Leaves it back for Sorensen. Sorensen tries again. Now it kicks out. Good bounce. There's Charles. Oh my goodness gracious. He gets it to the backhand and elevates off the bar. Good play by Hoyt. And they are the beneficiaries of a fortuitous bounce. And Maddox is able to get a good shot. And now here comes Purchase. Good play by Perch. Sticks it up. There's MacKinnon with some speed on the side. Centering pass. Oh, Sutter looking for number 2, tries to backhand. Good work by Baker to keep it in. Keeps the puck in. Sutter gets to the middle, back to Purchase, save, goalie, Purchase another shot, just goes wide. Good work by Perch in the front. Baker working good to Sutter, and then Sutter, good centering pass to Purchase, gets off 2 good shots. Sabercats going the other direction, backhand shot, a good shot that turned into. There's Purchase working back in the D zone. Baker's going to take some time and regroup. Looks for an opening. Oh my goodness, passes it right to the defender. Sabercats try and put it together. No harm, no foul. Now Baker's going the other direction. Gets it up to Purchase. They got a 2-1. Purchase back to Baker. Oh, the sliding kid. Gets it away. Purchase stays with it. Shot, save. Another good shot. Purchase is working hard this shift. Cats come up with it. Still working. Back down to Baker now. Fakes, tries to go around, he gets bodied off it. If he stays with it, good job by Baker to stay with it. He got some support. And now it goes back the other way. This line is working hard. Sabercats are going to send it all the way down for a nice, good hard work by that line. Good shift by those boys. All of them working deep back behind the net. Purchase must have had 3 or 4 shots that time. Wow, 25 shots by the Screaming Eagles. Canapari line's going to give it a try. Canapari ends up with it. He gets to center, no problem. Backhanded into the goalie. My goodness gracious, that defender was shadowing Tarbert back behind the net, wasn't even facing the goal, and it gave Canapari the time to just weave through. If he watches that replay tonight, he's like, man, I had all the time and space in the world. I could have stopped 10-2 to get it right on my forehand and done something creative with it. That was odd to watch that happen. Canapari's back with it. Again, he's got all kinds of time. Gets around one. Good pass. Score! There's Bevan. Good work by Canapari. He gets it down into the corner. Sends it back up, and Bevan is there with the 5-hole shot. Good work by those guys. That is good work late on the call, but man, he went 5-hole on that. Jack Bevan hits the score sheet. Good shot on the 1-tee. Sweet shot. Canapari with the assist of Bevan. Good work there. 3-0 Valor, 9:31 left, second period. Boys are still working. Canapari wins it back to King. King back to Coffey. Coffey has some time. Up to Bevan. He turns, spins around, and tries to get it up to Canapari. It does make it back to Canapari in a little bit of a different way. And now Tarver's got speed on the side. He tries, goes for the other side, winds around, and leaves it back down behind with Bevan. Bevan battling. Oh, man, he was battling hard. He's got to come out with this puck. He's out battling 2-on-2. Here comes Fisher, and oh, my goodness. He was lucky that kid was looking down and he had the puck. Fisher could have absolutely annihilated that kid. Bevan tries to tee it up. Fish has it. There's a penalty called. Fish turns, shot high. Oh, and that takes a funky bounce off the glass, which killed that 6-on-5. Good job. Jordan rushed to the bench to give that extra skater out there. And it was good work, sent all the way back around up to Coffey, and they could have started that 6-on-5 with some time and some space, but it took a weird carom off, I think, where that door is on the glass. So we'll get to see the boys on the first power play of the game. 8:44 left. We got Fish out there working. Back to Maddox. Surveys. Deep. Charles. Down to Sorensen. Shot directly into the center of the goalie. Not so sure about that move by Sorensen. Could have taken a few more strides in, maybe looking for a deflection, or maybe he saw some space and maybe Fish had a screen going. But now we'll try Baker with the face-off. Gets in there with the backhand, see if he can win it back to Sorensen. He does just, oh, that's back to Maddox. He does just that. Maddox surveys up to Sorensen. He's got some space. Low shot, deflects. Oh, good job by the boys keeping it in. Oh, good work by Maddox, keeps it up to himself. Backhand over Baker through his feet. Now we're going one-on-one. Deep is back. Oh, good body by Deep to break that play up. Now Fish is going to try and organize it. 1:27 left in the power play. Fish leaves it for Maddox. Maddox over to Sorensen. He gets around one, tries to get around two. A little bit of trouble with some zone entry now. Bow the way back to Jordan, has to play it. Maddox backhands it up to Sorensen. Oh, he tries that same play to get it off the boards, and 17 sniffs that out again. Maddox, good quick stick, gets back to Fish. Oh, Fish tries to drop it. Set it up, boys, set it up. They've got some time. Sorensen wisely does just that. He's going to survey. They work the umbrella. Charles. Sorensen. Deep. Save, goalie. Maddox has some time too. 39 seconds left. Tries a sharp angle shot, and it's sent down the length of the ice. Jordan plays it, gets it up to Sorensen. The boys come out for a change. Sorensen stays with it. He's got some time. Pass at 17 again. Score! Good hard shot. Sorensen decides to stay out there for one last rush. Makes the edge past that big defender. And the speed just gets it out before he could get his stick on it, and they go 5-hole again on this guy. I think that's the third 5-hole goal. Good speed by Hoyt. And he goes just 5-hole. That goalie leaves that open again. 4-0 Valor. Power play is successful. Canapari wins the draw back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell takes some body. Canapari up to Bevan. He's got a goal, 5-hole. Now it's misplayed. Loose in front. Purchase gives chase. Off Purchase leg. They can't get it out. Foy's got some time. Canapari crowds him a bit. Now he takes that defensive role. Foy weaves through a few kids. Fished out by Bevan. He turns and centers it. O'Donnell, good body by him to keep it in. Bevan's back door. Oh my goodness gracious. On Bevan's stick, and he counts to 5 Mississippi, then shoots it and shoots it wide of the goal. Sent back down in. Canapari plays it. Canapari back to Bevan again. Bevan turn, pass. Purchase working. Purchase back behind the net. Finally, the Cats come up with it in this strange-looking clearing pass through the middle of the ice. It works out. The Cats going the other way. They can't make the side by Canapari. Good play. They've snuck down in. They can't get it out. The Cats are still pressuring. And that kid was all the way down deep, and nobody was playing him. Fortunate that didn't come out. They got to clean this up before they play the likes of Creek. Good shot by Sutter, center of the goal. He's got that paw in the middle of his chest. He said, shoot it right here. He does just that, and it's a save. Sent back down in. Gogol tries to get there. Gogol gets there first, leaves it for McKinnon. McKinnon changes direction. Good work. Good outlet pass to Baker. He's got some speed, loses it a bit, comes through the neutral zone. They got a 3-on-2. Baker goes around one, tries to square it up, and it's saved. Good work by Baker to try and get something back onto the forehand. Can't quite get it on there. Gets around that guy with a good move, but just out of reach for him to get it back on the forehand to tap it in. Fisher line back out there now. With Gogol and McKinnon on the point. Maddox takes 3, out to Hoyt. Oh, he tries 5-hole again. That's closed that time. Fish leaves it for Sorensen. He's looking for a pass. Here comes, oh, he didn't look for Gogol. Gogol had wound in there wide open. Pops out to Maddox. Shot. That's a stick save. My goodness, boys, look for the open man. Point gathering night. Here comes the Cats. Gogol had snuck in there. He's wide open. Cats bring it in off sides. Mattis regroups. Over to Sorensen. Fisher's got to step in too. Shot wide. Fish had snuck in. Sorensen took a little bit of time to make that pass. Sent back down in. Maddox plays it. He's got time too. Leaves it for himself. He's looking for an open man to pass to. 2 players up on the point. Back to McKinnon. Big hard shot from the point. Save. Wow. And that was just an unscreened shot. It was a juicy rebound. And the ref blew it dead, and that puck was 2 feet away from the goalie, but the ref could not see it, so you understand that. No Screaming Eagles were in the vicinity anyway. Canapari wins it, sends it back up the corner to Tarbert. Tarbert plays it, leaves it to Canapari. Good work by Canapari to spin off one, down to Perch. Tries to get it back to Canapari, tries to get on his backhand. There's a penalty is called. And he's called for a hook, is the Sabercat, and the boys will go back on the power play with 4:08 remaining in the second period. A little bit of loose play here, I would have to say, and some of the rushing attempts and some loose play in the neutral zone. Like I said, it's not going to work. Some of that loose play versus Creek and the Stars. Sutter wins the draw. Tarbert back up to McKinnon. McKinnon leaves it, and that's left for the Sabercat, and they stick it all the way down. Jordan's going to play it. Leaves it for McKinnon. They've had trouble with the breakout on this PP2. Looks pretty good here. Tarbert's got some speed through the neutral zone. He stops. He doesn't want to run into that number 17. I don't think most people would want to. It's brought in off sides. And we'll go for a neutral zone face-off. The zone entry and the breakout has been a problem for this PP2 unit. I remember that from last year, similar this year. Back to MacKinnon, plays it to himself. Tarbert sends it down in. There's no one there for the chase. They get there a little bit late. It's tied up behind. 1:26 left in the power play. They're trying to fish it out. Sabercats get to it. If they hustle, they're going to have an odd man rush. Good job by the boys getting back. Good work by Tarbert to get back. O'Donnell with some support. You don't necessarily like saying with some support when it's their own guys on the power play. Bevan, cross ice pass. Good look up to Sutter. Bouncing puck, he can't get by. Tarbert up to MacKinnon, he's got space. Shot, save, puck loose, score! Good work by Sutter, that's goal number 2. Good work by Max Sutter. Good shot from MacKinnon from the point, screen shot, it bounces out. And that's good stick by Sutter. I think that puck was loose and he sticked it up to himself to give some space. See the replay here. Oh, the goalie tried to stick it out of harm's way and he hit it right, didn't get it far enough, and there was Sutter. Stayed with it and was able to slide it in. 5-0, and the boys are 2 for 2 on the power play. Draws one back. King sends it up to Gabe Fisher. He bounces off one kid. Now they're going the other way. Sorensen just out of his reach. He bodies a kid first to the puck. Good control. There's Maddox. Tries to toe drag it back to his forehand in front of the net. And this line's working hard. Maddox comes out with it. Turns. Tries to get it to Maddox. Oh no! Swing. There's 5 guys in front of the net. Maddox comes out with it. He surveys, spins around, gets past one. Good move. Gets it to his. Oh my goodness! I thought that was going to be one of those highlight reel goals. Sorensen's going to try it. Tries off the board to himself. Now it's just chopped in back behind the goal into the corner. Cats get there. Can't. They do get by Fish, and it's played out to King. He's there up to Coffey. Coffey spins it over there to Sorensen. He's got some speed and he is drugged down, but no, he looks up for a call. No call there. Fisher sends it back to Maddox. Maddox spins around, tries to make the center of the ice, and look at that, he draws 2 defenders. King back, that's Coffey, back to Maddox. All kinds of space. Last minute stick gets in the way. That was going up in that short side top corner. Maddox spins around again. It's like they're on a 5-on-3 power play. Cats have seen enough and they will send it down for an ice. 1:40 left in the second period. When that Fisher line gets out there, it's no matter who the Cats have out there, it's a serious mismatch. And it does look like you see those boys trying to really hit the score sheet. All of them trying to score goals. Baker line's out there now. Baker wins the draw. Back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell with a good shot, good screen shot. Sent back in, deep, tries to keep it in. Sabercats chip it out. O'Donnell gets back. He's got some support from Foy. O'Donnell spins around, loses the puck. Deep is back there to help. It's pitched backwards all the way in, and no one's there to play it. Good stick by Sutter. Keep it in. Saved by Jordan. That's his first save in a while. And here the boys go. Can they get there? Oh, Sutter tried to chip it up, and now they're still with it. Baker to center. Turns, fires, and he, I think, that's a pretty good shot. He was trying to go 7-hole, and the goalie closed it just at the last second. Baker comes in front, and he sees he's got plenty of room in the center. Goes all the way across, and then a cross-body shot, but the goalie had come out to shut down that angle. Canapari's out there, 57.2 seconds left second period. 5-0 Screaming Eagles. Back to MacKinnon. Shot is high, might have been deflected. Gogo, good job covering, keeping it in. Bevan gives bother. He bounces off this kid, this Sabercat. And he turns and sends it off, and now the Sabercats are up there with a 3-on-1. Shot good, save by Jordan. I think he might have just made that shoulder save to break that up. It's kept in by, oh, I thought Bevan was gonna keep it in. Now Sabercats are gonna spin around, but that just was turned into a 3-on-1 rush, and it's what happens in these point contests, these point accumulators. I think everyone wants to hit the score sheet, so they cheat in a little bit. That is, icing is waved off. 17 gets there, 10 seconds left. Sends it back up to himself, backhands up to the guy. They're unable to get it out. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, turn shot wide. And that will do it for the second period. They'll make some ice now. We'll take about a 10-minute break, 5-0. Put the score sheet up there. The shots are 46 shots by the Screaming Eagles and 8 shots by the Sabercats. So just a quick speed by the Valor Screaming Eagles. Good work. Some of the plays looked a little bit loose, but they tighten it up, and they are just quick to the pucks. What a difference between this game and some of those games from the Twisted Wrister where there was just no urgency to get to the puck. But that is different now, where these boys are converging on the pucks. They want to get there first to all these pucks, and that's showing, dominating in the shots on goal, the ozone possession, and most notably the scoreboard. We'll watch the ice get zammed, and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. How's the team going? How's it going? And do you have any teammates who's going? Do you find out early decision like right after you play? Oh yeah, then you could do early decision.
And we are back from the ice make. 5-0 Screaming Eagles lead. And again, the shots on goal are 46 for your Valor Screaming Eagles and 8 for the Sabercats. So get good play, really aggressive on the pucks. My only fault, if I were trying to find one, is some of the players are looking to hit the score sheet with goals. A little bit of selfish play at times. But overall, doing what we expected the Screaming Eagles to do. 5-0 after 2 periods. It will be run clock with a 6-goal lead. And for the sake of all of us that like to get to bed early, or any of you folks on the East Coast, wouldn't be too upset with a run clock. 7:16 here in Colorado, and Baker wins a draw. Back to MacKinnon. He's going to bring it in from defense. He winds through one. Sabercats were just sort of standing there, but now they're going the other way. 3, but 4 Valor Eagles are back. Good work there. Gogol sticks it into the corner. There's MacKinnon. Leaves it. Good work there. Leaves it for Baker. Baker with some speed. Can't quite get it by. He does get it by. Gets it all the way in deep. Down into the corner. He gives chase deep there for some support. Back to Baker. He looks to try and find some space and sends it all the way back up into the corner. Deep, tries to get it into his legs. He looks for Baker. Oh my goodness, Baker was wide open, but he couldn't quite get it on the forehand. Center by Sutter. MacKinnon down to deep. Sabercats come out with it, and now they're looking to go the other way, but they've got no numbers, and he dumps it in for a chase. Gives a little bit of a check to deep. Gogol comes out with it. The Canapari line gets back on there. It's dumped in by Gogol. Forwards will give chase. Purchase is there fast. Tarbert on a little bit of support. Good job looking to see if the defender's there by Tarbert. Defender was not there, so he backs off of it. Good play there. Sticked out by Tarbert, and now it's back into the neutral zone, and the Cats get it in. Played by King. King looks and sends it directly into Tarbert. The Cats come out with it, sticked aside. King ends up with it, but nobody's there, and 17 can't keep it in. It's sent back to his D partner, and he sends it back in. King regroups, looks, sends it back around. Good job by Purchase to get it out and just lightly tap it into the neutral zone, but they're having trouble organizing any kind of pressure. Cats turn and spin it out. Maddox-Charles line is coming out now, and it's dumped all the way back in. Ref raises his hand for a delayed offside, but here goes the Eagles. King sends it up to Tarbert, who is actually going for a change. So Sabercats end up with it. Now they need to stop, and it's some loose play, and we will stop the clock at 14:46 left in the 3rd period. Draws one by Sabercats, and they try to get it up. And this is where there's a big mismatch when you got Maddox, Hoyt, and Gabe out there. 4 Screaming Eagles converge. Puck pops out. Here goes Maddox. Sorensen. Maddox slows down, and no, my goodness gracious. And just like that, they go inside. Maddox had taken his time trying to set the play up, but he tried to do that outside the blue zone, outside the blue line before making the zone. So he needs to be bringing that in before he does that. We'll try it again with the neutral zone faceoff. One back to Hoyt. He surveys, he winds back around, sends it back over to Foy. Foy to Fish, and Fish will dump it in. Sorensen gets there. No one's got much urgency on the red jersey side. Sends it back around to Sabercats do, and now they're going to go for that stretch pass. Intercepted, but that's an offsides play. The boys touch up, and the Sabercats pass it directly to Maddox. Oh my goodness, what a sick shot. It was labeled for that corner, just about 2 inches wide, and it deflects off harmlessly, but man, that was a cool play. Maddox with it again, has some time in his own zone, looks for somebody to pass to, doesn't like what he sees. He regroups, crossover. He's got some speed, gets by 17. Look at this play. Back to Fish. Oh my goodness gracious, last minute stick by the kid to break it up. Now the Sabercats are trying to organize, they can't. There's Maddox still working, good long shift with a lot of energy still. Sorensen sends it down slowly, looking for a deflection. Good play. Kept in by the boys, and Cats had seen enough and dump it out. little bit of a, and Hoyt tries to get it up to MacKinnon. A little bit of a late pass, took a long time getting it up there. Sabercats regroup, and now the Baker line comes out there. That's Max Sutter working with Bevan, goes through his legs. A little bit of a weird lineup out there now. We've got Deep out there working, Sutter, Bevan, and oh my God, all those guys were in deep. Comes out to Sutter. He stops, change of direction, leaves it. There's Bevan. Bevan caught up, sent back up top to Coffee. He can't quite get it through. And now here come the Sabercats. They have to wait and touch up. They make the zone. 5 Screaming Eagles are back. Good job getting back. Outlet pass is dangerous, but Deep makes it. Now that's a dangerous pass to Bevan. Sabercats going the other way. Canapari gets on the ice, sent in by King. He avoids some contact, and it's sent all the way back down in. Deep gets there. Canapari fishes it out. He's looking for someone to pass to. Can't quite get it to King. King had snuck in from his D zone. Good work by Deep. He's still out there. Gets a shot on goal. Played through by Perch. He gets tied up behind the net. Gets some support, but comes a little late. Sabercats come out with it. Sticked in, and here comes the Sabercats with an odd man rush. Good play by King to break it up. And now here comes Purchase going the other way. He's 1-on-2. Winds to the center. Toe drags around, tries to square one up, and he gets tripped down. No call there, but Purchase still working back behind the net. Get some support. Canapari in there, sticking, batting at it. King dumps it, he brings it in. Nope, leaves it for Purchase. He gets another shot. Save, goalie. Purchase got that one in right into that big bear paw, or I guess that would be a Sabercat paw, in the middle of the goalie's chest. Not sure what a Sabercat is, but whatever it is, there's a big paw in the middle of that goalie's chest, and he got right on the palm of that paw. And now we've got the Fisher line out there. Fisher again working with Maddox and Sorensen. Different face-off positioning. I think trying to get one out there to Maddox at the top for a good quick one-timer from just above the circle, but here goes the Sabercats going the other direction. And lazily played with a glove. 10:46 left third period, and the Screaming Eagles are still looking for that 6th goal to get that run clock going so they can hustle home and get going on their homework. Fish wins a draw back down into the corner. O'Donnell gets there. Good hustle back there to get it. Back to Foy. Foy to Sorensen. Sorensen looking for the outlet pass. Passes on Maddox. Makes the edge. Gets around one. Back to Maddox. Shoot. Save. Goalie. That puck deflected off that kid right to Maddox. And Maddox did take a screen shot, but it was right into the middle of the goalie. I don't think he hit the center of that Sabercat paw, but he made the save nonetheless. Fish loses that draw, but good work by Maddox to get there. Fishes it out. Back to Sorensen. Sorensen to the slot. Shot by Gogol. Good look by Sorensen. Maddox turns. Shoot. He was looking for that short side corner. Didn't make it. And now the Sabercats with a little bit of a panic pass. Good pressure by the Screaming Eagles. I think that Hoy was a little late getting back on side, but the ref didn't see that. MacKinnon brings it in, and now, my goodness gracious, that Sabercat literally passed it directly to MacKinnon. Cross ice to Sorensen. Sorensen takes his time, accelerates. But here they go the other direction. Oh, no. And now here's the Sabercats alone. Save Jordan, his first good test of the night, and Jordan was up for it. The two Screaming Eagles collided, and that left the kid with a breakaway, open avenue to the net, and there was Jordan for the save to preserve the shutout for now. 9:33 left, third period. Boys are still working. Sutter's on the ice, cross ice. Coffee tipped up in. King's up there, he gives chase. Bevan on the forecheck, there's Deep. Back to Sutter. Oh, good work by Bevan looking for the deflections. Good shot by Sutter from the point. It was not screened, but Bevan was there looking for a deflection, so pretty good idea. 9:16 left, third period. Sutter is out there with Deep and Bevan. Sent down into the corner. Deep comes out with it, backhand shot, puck loose. Bouncing around, 6 or 7 guys were in there. It's kept in, good job by King. Spearing it in back into that corner. Deep gives chase. Gets tied up with the kid and it's sent back up. Deep plays it back down to himself. There's Bevan. Works it back, trying to get it in front, and it's spit out all the way to the neutral zone. King, Coffee and Bevan managed to tip that, they say. So no ice. It's kept in, but now here comes the Sabercats going the other way with some speed. Purchase intercepts. And now it's sent in, and that is an ice. All right. And that's going to be an ice. And we'll have a D-zone face-off. Canapari is working Tarbert and Purchase, that is. Draws one back by the Screaming Eagles. O'Donnell with some speed, makes good outlet pass to Purchase. He's got some speed up the corner, gets past that kid, pushes him out of the way. They battle. What on earth is this? Is interference? That's a penalty on Purchase. Not so sure about that. What the heck was that? That just looked like some shoving. 2 minutes for roughing? If that was big number 17 that he was pushing with, they wouldn't have made that call. That is a suspicious call there. Especially thinking that the ref was probably, I don't know about that. Not so sure about that call. All right. Fish is out there working with Maddox Charles. Draws one back into the corner. Sabercats battling back in the corner. Kid fishes it out. Good work by Foy to get in the way. Maddox back there with support, some help. Foy a little aggressive with the stick. Sabercats fish it out. Shot low, looking for a deflection. Comes back out. Good stick battling there. Uh-oh. Saved by Jordan. Deflected up into the net. Holy cow, that was a cross-ice pass to that kid inside the circle, and he only counted to 2 Mississippi before he took the shot. And Jordan was up for the save. Good save by Jordan. But that is those shots. Those kids have got to get those shots off quick. It gets on the stick, and I start to count. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. And then he pulls the trigger. Whatever the case, Jordan was there for the save. Fisher wins the draw back, and that is just sent all the way back down by McKinnon. Good play by Jackie Mick there, and it's 1:25 left on the PK. As Sabercats, 17 skates it up, head glued down to the puck, looks up, gets it to number 10. McKinnon tries to tip it out, bouncing puck, and then Maddox gives some body. They set it up through the Cats, shot wide, and there's that shot where if you miss on the wide side of the net, it's a guaranteed to go out of the zone, and that's just what happened. So the Sabercats are going to try and organize again. They make the zone. Maddox stays with that 10, gets underneath the check, comes out to Maddox. He's looking for a speed. He gets Hoyt. Hoyt has a step. He's in all alone. Is Hoyt looking for number 2? Oh my goodness gracious, he misses that shot. I couldn't tell if it was a stick save or it went off the post. That goalie might have gotten that stick in there. The boys fish it out like they're on a power play. Maddox is still out there working. He's been out there the whole time. Maddox passes it back to Jordan. 20 seconds left on the PK. King has some time, and he's going to send it down. 15 seconds left on the PK. Down to Deep. Deep intercepts. Good work by Deep. He leaves it. Oh, good play by Deep to leave it inside the zone for Coffee, I think that was. Good work by Sutter. Dances around one, stays with it. Another kid comes in for some support. And now here comes the Sabercats trying to get it out. There's Baker. I hadn't seen him in a while. Didn't know if he was injured or what happened. He's back on the ice now. King sends it back in. Sutter gets there. Sutter with a couple of quick steps, tries to get the breakout going. He's going to regroup. Back across to King. Quick pass up there to Baker. Gets around one. Couple more to go. Takes his time and sends it back in behind. Over there to Coffee. Coffee, oh no. Oh, Coffee stays with it. Good job staying with it. Might have been to get one loose from the point, but he slipped and fell down. It's slippery out there. Deep. Sends it back into Baker. Stick battle. Good job by Sutter. Comes in with some support. Sutter squares up. He hits the post and that goes wide. He's looking for that Hattie. Back up to King. King, shot, save. No screen was there, and a very straightforward save for that Sabercat goalie. 5:17 left in the third period. Almost 12 minutes have ticked by in this third period, and there have been no goals scored by either team. Couple good opportunities. Sent all the way back down in. Juicy rebound off the dasher back behind the net. They try and get it out, do the Sabercats, but the Screaming Eagles are battling more. Canapari with some speed, goes wide, backhands it in to Bevan. Bevan can't get it on his forehand to get that stick. He's looking for number 2 as well. Nope, that was Purchase. Sorry about that. Purchase looking for his first goal. That's fished out by Canapari. He gets past one. He's got some help. Shot, shoulder saved by that goalie. Good save. Good back there by Foy to back up, and now it's backhanded around by Sabercats. Bodied off by MacKinnon, and that is a boarding. Nope, I think that's O'Donnell. O'Donnell with that bubble mask, same as MacKinnon. However, their numbers are different, so I should be able to differentiate between number 7 and number 6. Whatever the case, the boys are back on the PK with 4:31 left in the third period. And we'll see Maddox out there with Gabe Fisher in the face-off circle. I think for that backhand face-off, he's been good to win those face-offs, and he wins yet another one. MacKinnon gets there, turns, and fires it down. Ref calls off icing, of course, because it is the power play. 4:20 left in the game, and 1:45 left in this penalty kill. Sabercats get it in. They make the zone relatively easily. Oh my goodness, what a deflection, but what a save by Jordan. Good low shot, looking for a deflection. That kid with a good stick to deflect it, but Jordan is right there to make the save. Oh, he closes his legs. You can see it in the replay there. Good work there by Jordan to make that save. Another shot, another save by Jordan. Screaming Eagles stay with it. They're tied up back behind. MacKinnon battling. Cats come out with it. Oh, and oh, good job by kicking it up to Maddox. Can he get there? There's 17 again, and barely gets it on his stick. And Maddox gets the shot off, but he saves it. Again, the speed versus size, but Maddox was unable to get the proper wood on it. By the time he squared up, he had to get one loose, and the goalie makes a save. It's a shorthanded shot nonetheless, and now we'll get a couple new killers out there. Deep is out working with Bevan. Out to the point. Coffee with a shot from the point. Deflected, doesn't make it through. 1 minute left on the power play for the Sabercats. Number 6 tries to wind around King. King, good stick to break it up. Still battling with the stick. Fished out. Good job fishing it out is Coffee, and he will clear it the length of the ice. Sabercat goalie plays it back to the Sabercat player. 36 seconds left, enough time for another rush or two. Bevan clogs up the outlet pass, but the Cats try and get it in. Good work there by King, clogging it up. Backhanded up by Deep, but it's backhanded to the Sabercats. Backhand shot, save Jordan. 20 seconds left in the penalty kill and 2:51 left in this game. Been a pretty clean game, a few penalties, a few roughing, some tripping, some hooking, but nothing too bad. No chirping, really clean play. I guess what you'd expect from a hockey game, a trip here and there, a hold, a hook, but nothing too nefarious. Screaming Eagles control. Good work by Foy to descend it length of the ice, and that will likely do it for this power play. Sabercats look at the clock, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, it ticks off, and we are now at even strength. Purchase will come, no, that's O'Donnell comes, oh, and that, all right, they do manage to get it out. Speaking of Purchase, ticks it up to himself. And that's scooped up and not out by Canapari, keeps it in. Good work by Canapari, goes up high to glove it down. Here comes that big 17, sends it in, flips it to the goalie like, hey, I just want to hit the stat sheet with another shot, and he does just that, saved by Jordan. 2:07 left in the third period. And I dare say this has been a relatively boring third period, but no injuries and nobody hitting the score sheet. Canapari line is out there. Canapari wins the draw back to Foy. He forgets the puck. It ends up on the Sabercats, but they are unable to get it in. Now we start to break out. There's Perch. He's heading up the right side. He chips it up, dumps it in deep. This is when he took that weird roughing call, but that doesn't happen this time. Tarbert there with some support. That's fished out by the Sabercats. Leaves it back behind the net. Good job by O'Donnell cheating up. Much better, much more aggressive on the pucks as O'Donnell versus the beginning of the season. Sabercats chip it back in. 1:33 left in the game. Boys just want to close this one out with that shutout for goaltender Jordan. Puck tied up. Fished out by Canapari. Player falls down. Canapari can't get it by him. Sabercats send it in. Delayed offsides, but they regroup. Jordan plays it back behind the net. O'Donnell leaves it for Tarbert. Tarbert leaves it up for Sutter. Oh, he was looking for a seam to get that third goal. He's pushed off the puck. Now he's pushed down where you want to be making a pass. Now Sutter looks up. He's got 3 to beat. Kicks out. Good shot by MacKinnon. He's looking to hit the score sheet. 53 seconds left. 5-0 Screaming Eagles. No goals by either team. MacKinnon with some good speed coming in from the point. He took that quick snapshot, but he was looking, I think, for the right part of that net, and he got it right into the goal. He might have another chance, and the goalie makes another save. Just nonchalantly saves it, hands it to the ref. We'll try that one again. 5 seconds tick off. 48 seconds left in the game. Baker in the face-off circle, draws one. Sutter deep, plays it back up to Baker. He's got time. Oh my goodness, what a save by the goalie. I'm not sure he knew he made that save, but he did. Cross-ice pass. Here comes the Sabercats looking to break up the shutout, and that puck goes up into the netting. 31.7 seconds left in the Eagles, the Screaming Eagles' third CPHL game of the season. The game last week versus Lafayette was not an official CPHL game. I assume that was a scrimmage of some sort. A game which was won in overtime if you weren't there to see that. Puck goes over the Sabercat. Sabercats will take their time behind their own net. 20 seconds left. Chipped up into the neutral zone. They're still trying to break it up. That number 23 sends it in. Takes a funky bounce, goes up into the netting, and we'll have another face-off with 12.5 seconds left on the clock. Canapari, face-off, wins it back. Chipped up into the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass, number 17 still working, is tied up by Canapari, and that will do it. So the clock winds down to 0, a relatively uneventful third period. The final score is 5-0 and 56 shots to 14. So I think that shots may have been about even in that third period, but no goals were scored, and that is a 5-0 Screaming Eagles victory. And we will be back with you on Friday night when the Screaming Eagles take on the Pooter Stars up in Windsor, Colorado, followed by a Saturday game versus the Wolverines in South Suburban Rink number 2. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us. Be back with you Friday night.